Hey, welcome. So, super funny. I just did this whole welcome on time and didn't figure out I wasn't streaming till Avison texted me and was like, it says waiting for stream to start. God, practice. Practice. I know everything I'm going to say now. I've got all the retorts. No one was talking to me and I didn't even notice. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this color actually is really working in this contrast, so thank you. So sweet. Thank you for letting me know I was not live. That's embarrassing, but I did get practice, right? Okay, so super fun. I guess we're getting better at this, or we're just getting more persistent because we got like 1,300 viewers in the last stream about O.J. Simpson. Really exciting, but also the pressure's on because now I have to like work a little harder to put together the next one because it's the night. It's the chapter. So we're going to do that on Friday, not Thursday because it's a debate. A lot of people will be watching that. Although maybe I want to be an alternative. Anyway, I was thinking Friday. So more people could attend and we could go late. But tonight, I thought we'd do something a little bit more light as murder can be, I suppose. I'm putting on my gallows humor hat and I'm probably going to make a lot of insensitive puns. I apologize now, but it's a weird case. And of course, again, it's coming to you out of Florida. So there I pause and let's do some hellos. I just want people to get a chance to get in the room. So what? Hold on, what debate chat? I think I missed something. Oh, so there is a Biden-Trump debate, I think. Let's not go off on politics, but there's some debate. So it's going to, I think, just get a lot of people who want to view that. So I don't know, I think I want to compete with viewership that night. A lot of people will be busy watching live. So I figured the night after, right? You guys can watch, share whatever side you want. So hello, Avison has arrived. Joe Tipton in the house. Jack is here, present. Thanks for being here. Awesome. Say hi to the fam. Gathering Voices is here, says great idea for video. So Sarah Boone's in the news right now. So we're going to do an update, but we're also just going to talk about the story. For those of you who don't know her, you're going to figure out who she is. She's a nightmare is what she is. Whether you believe she's guilty or innocent. Sorry, but she's a nightmare client, it appears. And we'll talk about why. Spoiler alert, she's on her 8th public defender. Her 8th public defender. And she is now asking the judge for a new public defender who will be nice to her. Please be nice to me. She has written a 53-page letter to the judge. Sarah Boone is known for writing letters to the judge. Long, explicative letters to the judge. And I don't mean explicative like explicit bad words. I mean like on and on and on. And from what I understand and feel confident to say, most judges, is Mama ready to make her announcement? I'm going to put that on back burner. Okay. Let me make sure all things love is here, as light as murder and rape can be. Welcome, ALT. Yeah, 58 pages, ex parte, and not appropriately so. She's specifically says she's trying to reach her potential jury pool. But anyway, Tipton Mama is, do you want to dial in? Or are you staying off tonight? It's up to you. Say it thou. She's going to be our new mod. So she's trying to learn the system and figure out how it's going to be. But she and I, from day one, before I ever started a podcast, we were planning to do one together. So it's really exciting to be back around and having it be a joint project. So excited that you're here. Take a chance to get to know StreamYard. Tipton Mama, she will start pinning comments too. and being able to play video streams and things like that, but she doesn't know how to work it yet any better than I do, trust me. So I'm going to keep trying to do that while she figures it out. Explicative is wordy. Yeah. Now, one of the reasons a judge seems to really dislike this is because, one, it's a conflict to go ex parte, which means without the other side present. That's all ex parte means. It's Latin for without the other side, or literally, ex sans the other party. And most things have to be noticed to the other party. So there's very few things, as we just saw come up in, what case was it? There was a case in public recently where a defense attorney found out about an inappropriate ex parte by overhearing it in the bathroom and went ex parte himself and blah, blah, blah. And the judge freaked out. So anyway, there's a lot of very specific rules for ex parte communication. And now the judge has on his hands this like stack of handwritten documents. And the judge has to figure out, can I even read this without publishing it to the other party? Is it privileged? Am I not allowed to publish it to the other party? What do I even want to do with this? What can I do with this? And then they have to take the time to read it, which they don't want to. The good news is her handwriting's pretty. Upside. So we're not going to read all 53 pages. This is exciting. But we are going to watch the cuts that I made for you of her interrogation. Now, this was my clever intro before. Her interrogation wasn't much of an interrogation. And we're talking about Sarah Boone, who killed Jorge Torres Jr. I'm going to put them on the screen in a few minutes. And they were domestic partners. It is not in question whether or not she killed him, although at first it was. It's not in question whether or not she did it, only whether or not it is a illegal homicide. Based on the laws, does she have a defense for it? Does she have an excuse for it? Basically, can she get away with doing it? Is she at fault? Does she have criminal liability? She's been sitting in jail for 4 years. This happened 4 years ago in 2021. And this is absolutely her own doing because she waived her right to a speedy trial by having conflict with 8 of her attorneys, public appointed counsel. Okay, like 2 of them I think were not her fault. It's already statistically unlikely, but I think we could just give her that. She's on her 8th, and her big complaint with this one is that she wants her to be nice to her. She doesn't feel respected. So apparently she just gets up and walks out of the council room back to her cell. She does like a TV show thing where she's just like, I'm out of here. I have nothing left to say. She's a nightmare. Whether or not she's found guilty of murder, as she's accused of, or not, she's a nightmare. She'd be a nightmare client. I'm sure she was a nightmare girlfriend. And she is certainly a nightmare for anybody who's claustrophobic. Trigger warning, there's DB in here. And if you're claustrophobic, this might be your worst nightmare come true. How did she kill him, you ask? What is this YouTube thumbnail about? Oh yeah, that's right, with a suitcase. He died in a suitcase. How'd she get him into the suitcase? That's still in question. It's widely believed that they were both drunk and she coaxed him in as part of a game. We don't know for sure because the camera didn't start rolling until after he got in. That's right. There's video. It's, oh God, this is the first pun. It's not meant to be, though. It's not intentional. It's almost a snuff film. snuff. He suffocated. That's the pun. Not funny at all. I just gallows humor. Okay. Upson, where's my gallows humor? The suitcase is not a fit for you. Ooh. Ouch. Gosh. Oh. My stomach hurts a little bit because I've already seen the video. And I am joking a bit because it's very horrible. It's painful. But nobody's likable in this. And with that said, you don't have to be likable to deserve to not be murdered. This man did not deserve to be murdered. He was domestically abusive. He was a alcoholic. I have no idea if he used other substances, but it's understood that he was an alcoholic because of convictions that he had. He looks to me like probably I don't know if I can get struck for that. But user is got the long drawn out face. But he was a father, and he had people that loved him, right? So, R.I.P. Jorge Torres Jr. And stupid mother. Don't get in a suitcase, okay? Never get into a suitcase, and don't let anyone zip you in. All right, so this interrogation, back to the interrogation I'm about to show you. This interrogation is not much of an interrogation because they didn't have to really get anything out of her. Here's how it went. Quick recap. He dies the night they're having a date night at home. They're drinking wine. She says she abstained and that he was drunk as usual, but that they had a great night, wonderful night. They did puzzles, they painted, they played hide and seek. You're getting there? Okay. Let me get you some comments. She doesn't have mod rights yet. I have 2 requests available to me. They have both been sent to your Gmail. I think we're gonna have to play with it later. Check your spam, check your trash, because they might have gone there. Okay, Avison's terribly claustrophobic. I know Stardust is too. The suitcase is not a fit for her. I'm sorry. I just can't. I just can't. I have a friend who's writing a story that's partially based on a true story of a guy who's got a company who's trying to invent flying cars. And I guess the dude went to jail for embezzlement in another country. And he escaped in a cello case. I'm pretty sure by paying someone off that he actually got into the case and was on a plane. He lived though. He lived. This story is not inspired by this person's story, but it's funny. How many times do you hear about people? Don't climb into small objects like this. Hide and seek. That's right. Now, before y'all get too judgy, I'm an adult who has played adult hide and seek before with other adults in the way that adults do. Okay. Meaning I was on a date night with my then husband, and it was just one of our wine nights, and he said, I got an idea. Let's play hide and seek. And I was like, that's dumb. We both know our house. Like, what? And he was like, no, we add something in. Like, we turn out all the lights, we cover all the windows, and then we blast music. And so you had this sensory overload, and we played hide and seek. And we looked for people, we looked for each other. Only the 2 of us were there. Allison says, I played hide and seek at the playground with her husband once. Awesome. So you see what I mean? It can, adults should play. And I don't mean that in a creepy way. Mama said I've played adult hide and seek too. It's super fun. Okay, it is. So it's not too crazy that they played adult hide and seek. What was her story? Grabbing the suitcase. Okay. They were cleaning stuff out. They had a bunch of junk, Sarah Boone says. I just like calling her by her full name. she says they had a bunch of junk and they were going to donate it, and it was Jorge's job to move it all out. So they were just moving it from the closet. So this big old rollaway, dark blue rollaway that is featured, true story, on the front of the YouTube thumbnail. His living body is in that bag at the time the picture was taken. And I'm going to show you the video in just a couple minutes. He got in there. Okay, and Stardust says, oh, I'm glad there wasn't a suitcase involved. No, and true story, he never did find me. And I was like, no, if robbers ever come in here, best hiding spot ever. I'm not giving it away. I never told. So, okay, adults can and should be at play, but her story wasn't adding up. She didn't call 911 until the next morning. Why did she need to call 911? Because she left him in there and he suffocated. Okay, so she then completely forgot that she had taken still photos and recorded videos interacting with him because she was blitzed out of her brain. And there is definitely malicious intent, in my humble opinion. Okay, should you avoid the video? At your own risk. It's only about, it's less than a minute long. So you may want to pause or skip, but you will definitely miss the dramatic impact of this video. Impact is a key word too, because, well, you'll hear about it. Okay. Mama says, no, don't hide in places you can't get out of on your own. Yeah, exactly. That's something I try to, remind others. Being able to hide is good. Come out in an emergency, or hiding's fine, it's fun. Come out in an emergency and don't hide in any place you can't get out of on your own, and always be able to think about first, what's your escape plan, right? Or place you're cornered in, right? I'm torn of two minds on that. I have never been claustrophobic myself, literally. I mean, I've experienced the feeling of claustrophobia before, but I'm not a claustrophobic person. In fact, I can really need and enjoy tight, snug places to feel like I'm nested. I like the whole burritoed experience, weighted blanket kind of thing. Avison says, my man tried to impersonate Houdini. Oh, yeah. How so? Yeah, I remember when I was a kid learning that that some kids in the neighborhood-ish had died because it was a hot summer and the people had put refrigerators out on the curb and a kid hid inside, and it sealed shut and they weren't able to push it shut out and they suffocated inside. I've always had a phobia of that. I've literally taped together people's like friends' fridges before they put them out with duct tape. They make sure no kid can open this thing. Claustrophobia is awful. Well, I doubt Mr. Torres was claustrophobic. He did get in on his own. He then asked her to let him out. We also know that to be true, which she did not do. Instead, she went upstairs and she went to sleep after recording a video taunting him. Okay, so I'm trying to get the video to, oh, yes, it's exported. All right, we're ready. We're ready to play this thing. I really carefully edited it, hoping that anything that might be copyrighted is out, and this is all body cam that's FOIA requested. So this is all out there, and it's been out there for a while. Okay, let's go from the top.
Not touched him. I have not touched him.
It's going to start fast, you guys, so pay attention. Key in, right? Eye in the ball. And let's just go through the comments really fast before we start it, because then we're going to hold them. The burrito experience. Yeah, my happy place. Oh, yeah, that was your humor. Okay, so see, like, I didn't even get that at first. But it is the end of a long work day for me. Okay. It's so awful, right? It's so outrageous. And further outrageous is her, I'm just going to keep saying outrageous. Her, I wish I could think of another one that properly honors. Okay, I hate calling people Karens. I'm sorry if your name is Karen. I hate I'm not a Karen color. She is a epitome of epitome, however you say it, of a Karen to a T. Okay. So she's extremely entitled, obnoxious, and you'll see if she changes her story like a weasel, really, really fast. She's absolutely a weasel style predator who just like, oh, what do you know? Okay, well, actually this happened. And she's such a bad liar. Her face says everything. I wish the screen got closer to her, but there were a few points where I zoomed in as high res as I could get, even though I had to give up some res. I just wanted to be able to see it. And she's just so easy to read. It's so funny. Her whole, it's like watching a kid lie. She is just not a sophisticated liar at all. Okay. Right. The burrito experience is quite a phrase. Yes, it is. And actually, I can think of 2 or 3 alternate meanings I hadn't immediately conjured. Thank you, guys. Let's stay on the pun theme, okay? So we can get through the darkness of this, because it is cray. Good advice. Never get into a suitcase. Serious. Yeah, love. For reals. Don't do it. Ooh. Lols. Okay. We're going to watch this thing and listen to her, because she's an excuse machine. It's so effing funny. Okay, let's go.
I have not touched him. I have not touched him.
Then how would you get those injuries?
Tell me and we'll both know.
Tell me and we'll both know.
This morning we went to his autopsy, and we were informed of some injuries that he had.
Sorry, important. I forgot to explain that. Okay, yeah, I realized I left that off. Sorry, I got distracted with it. So she wakes up in the morning, she goes downstairs supposedly and finds him, oops, still in the suitcase, suffocated. So she calls 911. Oh my God, actually, maybe I'll pull the blind 911 call for you too, because it's like, she's pretending she's just so shocked, and maybe she is, I don't know. But I don't find it to be genuine. And then there's body cam from when the 911, when the first responders came out to the house, and she's explaining, oh, I fell asleep, and he must have gotten stuck somehow. I don't know. And she does this a lot. This full body shrug, like, what else do you want from me? That's the entire body language of that. And early on, when she gets called out in the interrogation, she says, I don't know what you want me to say. Okay, so you make of that what you will. All right, here we go. I'm going to go back because it happened so fast. Let's start from that.
I have not touched him. I have not touched him.
Then how would you get those injuries?
Tell me and we'll both know.
So this morning we went to his autopsy, and we were informed of some injuries that he has by the doctor. So so he's got scratch marks to his back.
She handed over her phone.
Okay. And
that day. The next day, they called her back in after they went through her phone. So remember, she went to bed drunk. She wakes up, she calls 911. She hasn't been through her phone. She doesn't know what's on her phone. She hands it over to the police. They call her back. Little Miss Innocent walks in to further explain this terrible accident.
It's called a contusion. Do you know what a contusion is? So, like, basically you're getting hit, and then, you know, you get a mark from it. You'll get bruising. Like someone hit you or something like that. It's called a contusion. So he had some injuries to his left shoulder. He had a cut near his lip. We could see his mouth was a little.
I haven't laid a
swollen.
hand on him.
Okay.
Also, too, he fell off my son's bike.
Okay.
So I don't know. And he's notorious for running into the wall or the hall tree.
Okay.
So
Okay. What about the scratches? Because there's also.
Did you hear that? He's notorious for running into walls. They just asked her if she knows how he got bruises. He's notorious for running into walls. Oh my God.
Sex?
Yes.
Okay. Because there's also like a scratch on the back of his neck, kind of going, but it's going straight across.
I have no idea what that's from.
And they're all recent. They occurred recently. It wasn't something that occurred post or that occurred a week ago or 2 days ago, 3 days ago. They definitely occurred, the night leading up to when he was.
In all honesty, we have not gotten into it.
Okay.
That's why,
I want you guys to watch his body language. This cop in the reddish pink shirt. The female detective here is cool as a cucumber. She's walking her right in. She doesn't need to work that hard, but she'd like to have a confession. She'd like to toy with her. But this guy, he's having the hardest time sitting in this room, sitting still. He's fidgeting. At some points, he looks like he's going to be ill and can't hide it. So is my cat. Opposite says, did I miss something? So is your cat. What? Why are we talking about your kitty? Battered women run into walls a lot too. Yeah, I'm going to tell you how he got the bruises. After he got into the suitcase, she flipped it over with him in it. And that'll smack your head pretty damn hard. They figure this out because she zips him in, and then the side that flops, I can't get my hands in the right direction. There. The side that flaps open was then shut with his weight. She claimed that she left a few inches open that he could open it, get his fingers through and push it open. But dude, he couldn't push his weight off of it if he wanted to. Allison, if your sex is that rough, then y'all need to talk about that. Just saying. Maybe you need a written consent agreement, right? If y'all need a safe word in the very, very least, we should have a conversation. Oh, Kat is also notorious for running into walls. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So am I for reals, but if somebody else explains my bruises that way, and it's their first explanation, you might want to stop and look twice, okay? Notorious for running, right. Okay, we clarified that one. Yeah. Yes. Okay. And Stardust says, you have no idea. Let's continue playing this because we're going to hear her talking to him while she's drunk and he's begging for his life to be let out and given air.
The only thing I thought you guys were going to ask me about, which I was going to be honest with you anyway, are the scratch marks on his back.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, I have no idea what it is. No idea what it is. Nonetheless, I've had my son over the house, too, so...
Well, your son was there when? When was he last there?
Oh, gosh.
From my understanding, he was there, last Tuesday?
I don't know if it was Tuesday, but yes, he was there.
Red herring, what does him being there last Tuesday have to do with the price of milk on Sunday when Jorge died?
There last week, so...
Well, we're talking about Sunday.
Yeah.
We're just talking about what occurred Sunday. Because like I said, the injuries are
What I said.
They occurred within that time period.
So you're talking about day before yesterday?
Sunday leading into Monday. You called us yesterday at 1, but the incident, you guys were painting and stuff the night prior.
Correct.
So we're talking about Sunday and then into Monday.
I'm thoroughly confused because we had a good time sitting on the back porch, having wine and smoking a couple of cigarettes, and then decided to go inside and literally paint, do puzzles, and play, and listen to music. That's why nobody got out of sorts. This is what's mind-blowing to me. Like, I have no clue. Nobody laid a hand on anybody.
Key factor in statement analysis. She uses what we call severity softening. Sarah Boone says, nobody got out of sorts. And you see severity softening, like the word taken out of angry, upset even. She didn't use a direct, harsh, descriptive word. Suddenly the extremely descriptive woman who's talking about everything is just saying nobody got out of sorts. That's a flag. That's where I would stop. And if we didn't already know what happened and we didn't already know how to have a video, I would just start, not right away, but I would circle back to it and just dig on that like a fucking mole until I figured out what out of sorts means to her. We're going to find that out. Thank you, Mama. Yeah, you guys, please, pretty please, do like and subscribe to the video so can keep putting all this together for you. Okay, let's keep going.
He also had, like on the left side of his forehead, he had basically bruising, and on like his head and skull.
I have no idea.
As if something hit him.
I
considered
have not
force
touched him.
trauma.
I have not touched him. I have not touched him.
Yeah.
Then how would you get those injuries?
Tell me and we'll both know.
Tell me
We
more
had a
about
good day. It was a good day. We've had good days lately, even considering everything that's going on with our jobs and life in general. And
okay, here I clipped it. I cropped it so I could get in closer for you. I know it's like lousy resolution, but look at this. This shrug. This is like, it's a classic hands out, arms out for, I don't know. Like, she's like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Okay. Oh, hey, welcome, Justice. Happy that you're here. She has a suitcase. Oh, no, that's another great pun. She does. Sorry, Jorge. It's just, and I just, you know what? It's absolutely awful that his dying moments are blasted all over the internet here. But we also can't appreciate the level of diabolical if we just talk about it and don't show you, I think. And, you know, these are his last moments. So, gosh, I don't know. Maybe he'd want them to be heard.
ex-wives and everything. It's been good.
Right.
Like, I don't even know where this is coming from.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
said
even
the
know.
last physical was probably, you said, I think, what, a month ago? Where you got the injury, right? You said that was a
I'll
month
say
ago?
a few weeks, give or take, yeah.
A few weeks. That was the last, like, physical altercation between the two of you? Yeah, you said a month ago he hit you with a curtain rod.
Yeah, with a curtain rod. That's why I can't believe you guys didn't take that either.
Oh yeah, the curtain rod. It slipped her mind. She's avoiding talking about it because she wants you to know things have been good. But in a second, she's about to qualify what that means. Things have been good. Oh wait, no, only I've been good. Don't pay attention to this. She changes from we and the royal we sort of idea and things in general to just her. She's the only good one.
Huh.
Like, we've been good. I don't know if, like, it's since the last time he got out of jail.
Boom! I gotta pause this. Avison, throwing up her hands is a sign that she's trying to get them to leave her alone because she's freaked out and angry and wants to get out of the situation. Nailed it. So it's a classic, who, me? I'm innocent. I don't let me out of this one. Yeah, absolutely. It's feigning innocence to me, to my mind. This is feigning innocence. Yeah, crazy.
Like, we've been good, and he's been having his classes and seeing his probation officer, who's amazing. So.
What do you mean by good? What's your definition of good?
The probation officer?
No, you said you guys have been good. What's your definition?
I've been good. I don't think you all understand. He comes at me all the time.
So the moment they try to pin her down, she evades. She's slippery, like a greased pig is what she is.
Comes at me. So it's either I flee or try to go upstairs and go to sleep. That's usually what it is. And I don't know if you talked to Brian about any of that, but most of the time.
Did they have a good time, or was she fleeing him to go upstairs and go to sleep? What was happening that night? I'm confused. They're good, or just she's been good? He's been going to his classes, or he's coming at her, or no? Like, wait, what? She throws like 5 possibilities at you, so you can't pin her down on any given one.
And when I flee, I go over there. So.
Right, but you're saying that you guys have been good, and when I asked you yesterday, the last incident that you could remember was the curtain rod incident, which you said was a month ago, so.
Give or take.
Right, so what do you mean by he comes after you? Like.
He gets belligerently drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if you all have looked through my phone yet and seen any of the pictures and the videos that I have taken.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, I started documenting everything.
Okay.
So you all will see in my pictures bloody fingers, split foreheads, he split my nose. I've got this.
Right.
I don't know if Brian told you about it, where I had to have I had one really bad surgery, but then it got really, 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 really bad, where I had to go like 4 or 5 more times afterwards for them to tend to it, from him poking me in the back of the leg.
Right.
So it's.
Then why are you still with him?
Everybody else.
She's on a full-on character assassination right now. She's just telling us everything terrible about him, which actually has nothing at all to do with what they asked. And it's a full 180 from her story a minute ago that they were good. But them being good doesn't explain away or excuse everything that they're asking her about, so she has to change her story, right? It's a child's game in terms of lying. It's very unsophisticated lying. She does not spend a lot of time laying foundation. She gets caught in a liar's loop really fast, really easy, and again, extremely unsophisticated liar. I love peppering unsophisticated liars. Easier for me.
Yeah. When I tell you guys this, I really love him. Like I do. And I feel like I can help him. Like I feel like I could help him, which I did, because he came a really long way. From where he was in Philadelphia to moving back to here and to dealing with everything.
Okay, really quick. A lot of new people have come in the room, and I'm getting a couple of messages. They're like, what is this case about? So I'm going to give you I think it's funny. It's more fun and more succinct every time. Okay, not fun. Not fun. A man died. Okay. But lighter than what we've currently been covering. Okay. These two are in a relationship. There's a lot of DV between them. The guy's got alcoholism. She keeps bailing him out of jail every time he busts her jaw in. And one night, they're on a date at home. They're both having, a little wine. And she says that they played games, did puzzles, painted, and watched they watched TV trailers and listened to music. That's all she says that they did. And then she wakes up the next morning and finds him stuck in a suitcase, deceased. She calls 911, reports that he is deceased, and she puts on this entire song and dance. Oh my God, I don't know what could have happened. I fell asleep while we were just playing games, doing this hide and seek thing, and he must have gotten in there and not been able to get out. So they say, thank you very much. We're so sorry for your loss. They take out his remains and they say, please give us your cell phone. She says, okay, no problem. Thanks, we'll be in touch. The man dies in a suitcase that night in the house, in the living room. She'd taken the suitcase, was her story, out of the closet, put it in the living room because they were going to donate it. and her significant other was going to put all the stuff out. Her significant other is the one who died. Jorge Torres Jr. wasn't a winner, wasn't a great guy. He did not deserve to die. She was very angry. And right now we're seeing the video where the cops called her back in. They have looked at her cell phone. They've seen the video of what she did to him that night. And she doesn't know it yet because she was so blitzed out of her mind. She doesn't know she made a video before she handed the phone over. So they're toying with her. They don't need a confession because they have video. They have her voice. They have him begging for his life. But they want the confession. And they want to fuck with her because they despise her at this moment. And it would just neaten up their case. And if they can't get a confession from her, who can they get it from? The woman, again, the detective, she is cool as a cucumber. This guy, this detective here, he is so shaken. And he has so much contempt for her. He can barely sit in the same room. He can barely go along with not calling her out. It's pretty interesting to watch their different body language. And she's just trying to get him to keep it together. And Sarah is so easy to break. She just like, again, it's unsophisticated lying. It's like she's like a child. He says, quick summary of the case. They're calling her out on it. And let's keep going.
Something else that he's been dealing with. I've really helped him. I've bailed him out of jail, 3 times. I've gone to every single hearing and every single arraignment, everything that I did for him. Gone to see all his public defenders, go to the state. I've gone to the state. I did everything for him because I'm trying to help him because I had hope in him. And he was trying. He was really trying. And then he starts to think about things and I think he gets overwhelmed, and then it's like, the next thing I know, he's drinking. So it's like, oh man, I know where this is going to go, so I'm going to...
Yeah, Lotus, the main thing she has in common with him is creating a narrative to victim blame. To make a monster out of the victim, to dehumanize and depersonalize. And that's a theme that we'll see consistently in many, if not most, of these cases where such horrible crimes are committed.
Go upstairs and read a book, or I'm going to go for a bike ride, or I'm going to do something else. Where I don't want to drink. I don't want to drink. The occasional wine, whatever, or if it's a weekend, that's when you have a good time. You don't have to wake up the next day. I have to wake up the next day and do things. I have to tend to Lucas. I have to take him to school. I have all this stuff to do.
He's dead.
He doesn't know how to, I guess, maintain himself where I can do 50 things at once and still know the 50 things more.
First of all, she's forgetting to talk about him in the past tense. She's still talking about him in the present tense as if that's part of her fabricated story that she needs to do. It's weird. Second thing, she can do 50 things at once. Okay, so talking and not dragging her eyelids down are not the 2 things she can do at once. She get away with this shit normally?
Previously, prior that I need to get done. He can't process like that. He didn't process like that. So he would literally, not literally, but have smoke come out of his ears. So the next thing you know, he doesn't want to deal with it. I'm going to go get something to drink. So the majority of the time, I would hang out outside or do something else because I don't want to drink. And every time, his job broke his heart. And it made me sad.
She's told us multiple times how much she does not want to drink. Just keep that in mind. She does not want to drink. He must have held her down with a sieve or something. I don't know, because she had drank quite a bit. So I don't know how much she didn't want to drink. And she's all over the place with topics of just talking about how everybody else abused Jorge, and she was the only one who took care of him.
He had so much pride in his job. And the store that he took care of so much totally went downhill. Mm-hmm. And that broke his heart because he had put...
There's this high-pitched whining. When people are really crying, they don't go higher pitched. When their throat is thick and full of emotion, they go lower pitched. Lower and thicker. That's how a cry comes on. A real cry. thickens your throat. The only time you get this super high pitched is either a child faking it or a keening, which is a real deep cry. It doesn't come on that way. So when you hear somebody that goes up high pitched like that really quick and then back to normal, and their nostrils don't flare, they don't have tears, they don't get red stinging eyes, they show no signs of grief, they're just whining for pity. Trust me. And don't ever believe anybody that says trust me. But on this, you really can.
So much work and effort into fixing it up, and his manager was awful and basically gave up on all of the employees. So I think that had a huge bearing on why he would drink so much. His ex-wife is bonkers.
Mm-hmm.
She was all over him all the time.
Oh yeah, everyone else.
Send me money, send me money, send me money. How can I send you?
How many people do we have so far who broke his heart and are crazy? We have his bonkers ex-wife. We have his ex-boss that just gave up on him. We have the government who didn't give a crap, and she would bail him out all the time. He did have a great probation officer, though, right? And he was the problem. He was awful.
Money when I don't have a job. And he's still trying to take care of me and Lucas by paying a bill here or there, getting some groceries. So he always had something on his mind, which is why, again, I got the puzzles and the paint to try to get him off of it so we don't have a drink, or he doesn't have a drink. So when you all see my phone, you can see all of the damage he has done to me and the videos of him smashing my television because he's...
Okay, I'm going to unpin the comments because it blocked the footage of this dude. And this is like key. How do I unpin? Okay, I don't want anything to block it. When she goes high-pitched again in this request for pity and says, so you all can see what he's done to me, this guy he has a physical outburst. He flips his chair around. He gets physically agitated. He's like, I can't even, right? So knowing what we know, and like it's on the tip of his tongue, he can't even. So let's go back and grab that. And
Because there's also sex?
Yes.
Okay, because there's also like a scratch on like the back of his neck, like kind of like going.
About it where I had to have almost I had one really bad surgery, but then it got really, 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 really bad where I had to go like 4 or 5 more times afterwards for them to tend to it, and then poking me in the back of the leg.
Right.
So it's...
Then why are you still with him?
Everybody asks me that. When I tell you guys this, I really love him, like I do, and I feel like I can help him. I feel like I could help him, which I did, because he came a really long way.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm laughing because she was waiting for them to ask her that. Her entire soliloquy and about how awful he was, she was just going to keep going until somebody said, why are you still with him? And I think she feeds off of that. Why is she with him? She loves it. She loves pity. She loves the, why are you still with him? She loves the, oh, you're such a good girl and he's such a fuck up. She feeds off of it because being with a loser makes her feel better about herself. But she's the killer here.
From where he was in Philadelphia to moving back to here and to dealing with everything else that he's been dealing with, I've really helped him. I've bailed him out of jail, 3 times. I've gone to every single hearing and every single arraignment, everything that I did for him. Gone to see all his public defenders, go to the state. I've gone to the state. I did everything for him because I'm trying to help him, because I had hope in him. And he was trying.
Fake cry.
Really trying. And then he starts to think about things, and I think he gets overwhelmed, and then it's like, the next thing I know, he's drinking. So it's like, oh man, I know where this is going to go, so I'm going to go upstairs and read a book, or I'm going to go for a bike ride, or I'm going to do something else, where I don't want to drink.
Virgin Mary over here is just going to go upstairs and read a book. She doesn't want to drink. Remember how much she doesn't want to drink. Oh my God, I don't want to break this up, but we have effing awesome conversation. So a couple comments I just want to call out real quick. And I cannot believe we're getting so busy in the chat. I can't get them all. But Mama says, Justice, I think it'd be easier if she was crazy. She's not crazy. She's just evil. Lois Grace, straight up evil. She shows no signs of grief. No, she doesn't. She shows signs of irritation that she's so inconvenienced. And she really believes right now that she's going to get up and walk out of there. 100%. She has not clicked yet that she ain't going home. She can be dead drunk and take videos and pass out while he does it. Some effed up multitasking. Oh yeah, she can do 50 things at once. She can drink. She can get a guy to lock himself in a suitcase. Maybe it was a sex game or something. Maybe it was a sex game. What do you guys think in the chat? Sex game or completely unrelated, innocent hide and seek? Vote. Let me know what you think on that. I want to know real quick. Tipton Mama, yeah, funnel, because remember she was plastered and passed out. That's how she left him in the suitcase. Yeah, exactly, right? And she didn't mean to fall asleep. She didn't just, again, one excuse to the next, just leapfrogs. Her ex-wife is smack her hand. Oh, wait, there we go. Her ex-wife is smack her hands crazy. Yeah, a little bit of emotion coming through there. ALT, just curious, would it have been better for her to not allow the interview to take place at all? Or does the law require that she be interviewed in this fashion? Great question, love. They actually Mirandized her just before the interview. I don't think that I have that part in the clip, but the Miranda warning is advising her of her Fifth Amendment right not to incriminate herself. She doesn't have to speak at all. I'm not an attorney, but I can tell you, if you ever find yourself in a little room like this, call an attorney. And unless your kid's missing and whatever is happening or whatever's at stake is more important than not going to prison for a significant amount of time, don't talk. But we're certainly glad that Sarah did, aren't we? Shawnetta, oh my God, I'm so excited to find you. This case is crazy. I will be in the courtroom for her trial every day. I live real close by. I hope I'm saying your name right, Shawnetta. Welcome. I'm super happy that you found us too. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you for coming here. I'm actually so excited here that I've met someone who will be in the courtroom during the trial. So please leave me your DM contact information or go over and find me on Instagram at Wind Eater. That's spelled with a Y, Wind Eater, W-Y-N-D, Eater, and that's my Instagram. So DM me over there and get me the info. Awesome, Shawnetta. We'll have you on the live. That would be fantastic. You sat through the Casey Anthony trial and have stories. Oh, we're going to cover that one. We have not done it, but awesome. Excited to hear that. And we're excited that you are here. And Mama welcomes Shawnetta as well. Yeah. Thank you for putting that in, the spelling. Yeah, you got it. Wendy on Instagram. DM me over there. And I will get those messages. Sweet. Let's keep going.
I don't want to drink. The occasional wine, whatever, or if it's a weekend, that's when you have a good time. You don't have to wake up the next day.
Damn.
I have to wake up the next day and do things. I have to tend to Lucas. I have to take him to school. I have all this stuff to do. He doesn't know how to, I guess, maintain himself.
Kelly Bird, it's another bird. We're Salty Bird. The OG bird is sleeping. I think he's quiet enough that I can take him out. I might show you the Salty Bird himself. Welcome. So excited you're here. We always want more birds in our flock.
Where I can do 50 things at once and still know the 50 things more prior that I need to get done. he can't process like that. He didn't process like that. So he would literally, not literally, but have smoke coming out of his ears. So the next thing you know, he doesn't want to deal with it. I'm going to go get something to drink. So the majority of the time, I would hang out outside or do something else because I don't want to drink. And every time, his job broke his heart. And it made me sad because he had so much pride in his job. And the store that he took care of so much
about that experience
totally went downhill.
Mm-hmm.
And that broke his heart because he had put so much work and effort into fixing it up. And his manager was awful.
Like and subscribe.
And basically gave up on all of the employees. So I think that had a huge bearing on why he would drink so much. His ex-wife is bonkers.
Mm-hmm.
She was all over him all the time. Send me money, send me money, send me money. How can I send you money when I don't have a job? And he's still trying to take care of me and Lucas by paying a bill here or there, getting some groceries. So he always had something on his mind, which is why, again, I got the puzzles and the paint to try to get him off of it so we don't have a drink, or he doesn't have a drink.
Oh, she slipped. That's what we call leaking in statement analysis and behavioral analysis, when the thought of the true thing is so primary on the person's mind that they're starting to have a hard time suppressing it, and boop, it comes out. So we don't have a drink. This woman is also an alcoholic. That seems obvious to me. I'm just gonna, it's my opinion only, but I'm gonna hang my hat on it. Second, what else am I gonna say? Oh, I understand being very expressive. I am also very expressive. I'm Italian, I'm Sicilian, I do sign language. I can be like really, but she has a lot of aggression to be sitting here being questioned and being this expressive. And I think that she maybe thinks this looks like sincerity, but it doesn't.
When you all see my phone, you can see all of the damage he has done to me and the videos of him smashing my television because he's...
Oh, that's it. What did it do? Okay, here we are. We're going to unpin. And we're going to watch this guy's body language. We went, shit. There we are. Because we went all the way back for this.
Try to get him off of it so we don't have a drink, or he doesn't have a drink.
He's upset.
So when you all see my phone, you can see all of the damage he has done to me and the videos of him smashing my television because he's...
Oh. So I don't know why I froze like that for a second, but yeah, he actually you can hear him breathe really hard and try to calm himself because he's about to explode. Let's see what else is going on. Shanata and new folks, Tip to Mama is our channel moderator. Shanetta says, I was basically a celebrity during the Anthony trial. I was interviewed by Dr. Drew and was on 24 Hours, Matt Geraldo, Nancy Grace, Judge Janine, Ashley Banford. We love all of those people. Well, most of those people. Not a fan of Geraldo, and Nancy Grace just rubs me the wrong way. Geraldo became a little more redeeming as a journalist later. I can't do Nancy Grace. I'm sorry. I appreciate what she does, and don't get me wrong, I'll never be that big, but she grates on me. I don't know, what did you think of her in person? Is she just angry? She seems scary, man. Nancy Grace scares the shit out of me. Is he still everywhere? Yeah, I remember seeing him all the time. Mama, yes, that was a distinctive sign. Not only dislike, but it was almost I can't even handle this. It was an explosive reaction because he's trying to keep himself schooled and calm, and he's been instructed not to give away that they know, and he's really struggling. They were all very nice, so I'm glad. I don't know. I would just probably have a panic attack if I had to go in front of Nancy Grace. I mean, I would still bow down to her, authority and goddess status in true crime, but I would have a panic attack. What she said. She was wonderful. You have a pic with her. Oh, cool. So am I scared of nothing? Maybe she did. Maybe it's just her image. She has to come off scary. She deals with these really grizzled folks. She was wild during Top Mom days. Okay, I bet. Let's keep going because we have a little bit left to go, and it's about to get wild, man. Speaking of wild, we have Sarah Boone in the house. Crazy. So defiantly crazy. I don't know why I went black screen for a second. There we go.
You obviously had the bottle, but you told me on recording, like, that you were not drunk, he was not drunk, you guys were having a good time.
I can't get drunk. Number one, I do not want to get drunk. I don't like being non-competent, having my wits about myself. I don't like feeling out of control.
Mm-hmm.
I bet that's true.
So
I'm just saying, you're making it sound like he's a raging alcoholic today, and yesterday I was kind of asking you those questions, and you're like a little defensive, like, no, we're not alcoholics.
I'm not.
We are not, you know. But you guys were both sober on Sunday, to your knowledge, because when I said you went and passed out, you were like, no, I didn't pass out, I just fell asleep. So now it's kind of like, what is it? Were you guys drinking and it got out of hand and it got physical?
No.
Or is it...
That's all good.
Sunday was one of the better days that we have had in quite some time. He's dancing with my dog. You can see that too on the pictures, him loving the dog. He loves the dog and dancing around, having a good time, and just being happy kind of thing.
Does this give anybody Jen Soto vibes? She was just so happy, just so happy. It's giving me those same weird, creepy. He was so happy. We were so happy. So much is missing from this story. Fucking A. I think you're right, Lotus. I can't get drunk if I tried. Could that be what she's saying? I can't get drunk. I have such tolerance. I couldn't have been drunk from that. Is that what she's saying? Very possible.
He doesn't know. I can get like maybe 2-3 glasses of wine, and I'll be fine. But I have to have my wits about myself because I don't know what to expect.
Well, let's talk about Sunday. What was Sunday? How were you? Like, how many glasses of wine did you have? How many glasses of wine did he have? The bottle was gone. I mean, I don't know if you poured any out. Yes.
No, that was from previous.
You said that there was a half bottle left over.
Yeah, about this much.
Mm-hmm. And then that you had went. Well, I don't even know how the wine. How'd you guys get the wine for Sunday?
I'm guessing he went to Publix. Does he leave the house and you stay home, or do you go to Publix? Like, because sometimes I'll go with him. We were playing with the dog, whatever.
So I'm going to remind you of those of you who missed in the beginning, where we kind of opened this with why Sarah, Miss Boone, is in the news here, because she's on her 8th lawyer, and she's asking for a 9th. So she has a hearing coming up, and everybody's saying, how many is too many? When is the judge going to say, no, represent yourself, or use this one as counsel, or this one stays your, and use this one as advice, or this one stays your lawyer? But I'm not giving you an endless round of lawyers, because what is her reason in the 53-page letter, hand pen, that she wrote to the judge? What is the reason that she gives us for needing a new lawyer? She's not nice to her. She's not nice to her. Okay, she is innocent until convicted in the eyes of a jury, but this public defender doesn't have to like her, and she doesn't have to make her feel liked. She doesn't have to make her feel good. That is a misnomer. That is not in the definition of adequate legal representation. It's just not.
And it's like, okay, now let's do the painting. We just did the puzzle, took a break, now let's do this. Sure enough, sat down, we're sitting in there talking, laughing, talking about new movies. We're watching movie trailers while we're doing painting.
And now she's going to talk to us for like a minute straight about why they're watching movie trailers, and just kind of like jack the topic again. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, lady? Like, does this work on people? Just keep talking about something else long enough to forget that they were waiting for an answer. Like, Maybe the people she hangs around with, it works
and
out.
all that other stuff. So it's still background noise to him, because I think that's what he's used to, is having background noise. Where me, I can sit in here all day with not a peep. But he always has to have some kind of background noise, which I didn't mind because the trailers were cool. And he was interested in showing them to me, getting excited about movies that were out or upcoming.
Okay.
So
On your laptop you're talking about?
Mhm.
Like, okay.
And I mean, and then it was.
But you said it was a good day. Like, you guys didn't have any conversations about your relationship. You guys didn't go down like the rabbit hole, like had too many to drink, and you guys start getting.
No, when I tell you this, it made me so happy that he actually listened to what I had to say. With just, we'll get through it.
So
This
full.
will be fine. It's just, it's a small hurdle that you and I together will get through, because.
I'm talking about the money, jobs,
daughters. Yes.
Nothing
No.
relationship-wise, though. Like, no issues. Like, did you guys have a conversation about your relationship, or was it just about
Just
like
what's
the stress?
going on right now.
Got it.
I try to evoke it from him so he gets it off his chest, because I call him the volcano, where eventually he's going to erupt.
Right.
Yeah.
And what he has learned in his classes is to communicate,
Mhm.
which is a huge thing in a relationship,
Right.
where he has been practicing communication. So he actually talks to me about things and unburdens himself.
He's been practicing communication. You know what? I found his pleas for help and oxygen to be very clear and very persuasive. I didn't find them to be obtuse in the slightest. Her, I find very difficult to handle.
Put it on me. I'll sit there and try and figure it out for you, like I have almost everything.
Mhm.
Not a worry, just tell me, get it out of you.
Right.
But it was, when I tell you, I was so happy. Like, it was such a good day.
Oh, I love Peter Tragos. I love him. Why do we
Sunday, when I tell you this, I have no.
get me his DM or tell him to come on to message me? I have to have him on my channel. I love Peter Tragos. He doesn't know I exist, and I love him.
No idea. I have no idea.
Is there anybody else at the house?
No, it's just me and him.
Yeah.
Since talking yesterday, do you remember any like timelines better? Like what time you guys were playing? What time he was zipped up in the luggage? What time you went upstairs?
We started because we cleaned the house a little bit, did some laundry.
We're
You
gonna
started the activities around 4, you said?
Yes, around 4:30ish, and then.
You just said that it was dark when you were playing hide and seek, and I'm just curious if you remember.
But when we were outside, that's where we would start
Mhm.
and talk about things, and then eventually I was the one that had him come inside so we could
About
do
what
stuff.
time, do you remember what time that was, is what she's asking?
It's coming up real soon, actually.
And you said you went up to bed around midnight, fell asleep around 12:30ish. But those are the only times I have. So I have 4 and I have midnight. So there's a big gap. So I'm just curious, like,
I get
if you
it.
recall when you went upstairs to hide in the shower, or
Like when we started to play hide and seek.
Yeah.
Well, we went inside probably about, if I had to guess, we weren't out there too long. It was about 6-ish.
Sure.
Then.
You're talking about from hanging out outside and like. Okay.
Well, we have 2 beach chairs that are out there and
Right.
just enjoy the weather.
Gotcha.
Plus, it started to get dark and gnats and mosquitoes.
Sorry, really quick call out. We are talking when we say Peter Tragos. Check out The Lawyer You Know on YouTube. He has covered this. He's a brilliant attorney, and he does a breakdown. And he's also, on top of being brilliant, very charming and very fun to watch. Check him out. He's really smart. He always has sometimes non-mainstream opinion, or like the unpopular opinion, and he'll give it to you. And if there's a reason, he'll give that to you too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's go inside. I don't want to be out here anymore.
Okay.
All right, let's go. So we're doing whatever. We did it for a while because that puzzle, I don't know if they took it or they saw it. Worked on the puzzle again, finished it, started to paint. Well, started to listen to music for a little bit. started to paint. Can we turn the music off? No problem. Start at the top, paint, whatever. Maybe, gosh, that puzzle, we worked on that for probably a good hour and a half. So 8 o'clock-ish?
Is when you went to hide upstairs originally?
No, that's when we were like painting. So then it's like, okay, well, I don't want to paint anymore. Let's just, come on. Okay, you want to play hide and seek? What he does is, okay, tag, you're it. So it's like, okay, we know. Okay, take off.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we did.
And then you went upstairs, and then he didn't come up, and you came down, and the suitcase was there originally because you guys were planning to do donations, so it was already there. Have you guys ever played you said you played hide and seek like probably 3 times in your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
When you have played, have you ever zipped him up in a suitcase prior?
No.
Okay. So it was just kind of like that prop was there, and it was there,
yes.
and it was in play because...
Why do you say it like that, though?
I would never do that.
You would never zip them up in a suitcase?
Well, I mean,
we were playing.
No, I know,
that time,
I'm saying, I'm talking about hide and seek, which is a game.
So he took it upon himself, including that suitcase, to take it downstairs so we can get all of our clothes, our donations and everything, and just leave the whole thing by the clothing and shoe thing at my son's school.
Sorry, I'm being a little behind
No,
here.
I'm just asking.
All right, look at her body language right now. Her whole demeanor is like defeated and frustrated, but she's not alarmed and she's showing no grief. I think she's still bored and thinking, when is this going to be over? Maybe it's a little bit of defeat of like, oh, I'm still here. I have to keep talking about this. I'm so tired of this. I'd like to go get dinner. And she still thinks she's going home, and she still doesn't know they have the video.
In the past, like, have you?
This guy, he just did a tongue jut. He is feeling sourness in the back of his mouth and a bitterness, I think. That is disgust. He is having a harder and harder time sitting across from her. I bet all my chips on it.
Ever zipped him up in anything, jokingly or not, but obviously no. I understand, you know, you're claiming that Sunday it was a joking matter. You were laughing, he was laughing. But what I'm just asking is in the past, like, is it something that you guys normally do?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
We were actually this last game running out of places to hide because we have a townhome where it's upstairs or downstairs. So.
Okay, so do you remember making any videos or maybe having any any photos, videos that you remember doing on your phone on Sunday?
No.
No?
I think I took a picture of a dog.
So I have something that I want to show you that we found, and it was from your phone.
Mm-hmm. Here you go. Here we go. Now she's about to find out.
If you need to move it around, go ahead.
You guys real quick, like that. Thanks for doing it. Do the playthrough and then the
No, I don't remember that.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me.
Your battery's about to die.
Shut it down.
Oh shit!
You had a look on your face when she asked you if you've ever done that before. You look.
Okay, so what happens in the break is our female detective gets up and leaves to get a battery charger, and he has a minute with her. And notice right now that his body is slightly turned away from her. He's not even willing to face her. I don't think he trusts his own instincts because he's a little explosive inside.
Kind of shocked and.
No.
Okay, but why did you say it like that? Like.
I don't think you all understand who I am.
Okay. Well, tell me.
I mean, I've always been a straight A.
I don't think you all understand who I am. I think you're a killer. I understand that. That is clear.
Student. I am an outstanding mother to my son.
Okay.
I excel at everything. I would not do that.
You wouldn't zip somebody in a suitcase?
Well, I didn't like completely lock it. I mean, I opened it with one finger. I left enough in there for him to get out.
Okay.
And I wasn't planning on going upstairs and going to sleep.
Charger.
Okay.
So you can see the full video. Oh, yeah, yes, of course, Peter Tragos.
No, it's just the way you said it.
You guys are scaring me.
Why?
Not single.
Well, we just want you to watch this. It came from your phone. Don't you want to know what's on it?
Yes, please. Is it long? Because I don't know how much I can take.
No.
She doesn't know how much she can
I don't know how much I can take.
I know you're not wrong. I don't know what the question was.
Do I have to watch this? I continuously throw up. I don't sleep. I don't want to see it, if that's okay.
Yeah, Lotus, she has not yet gone to trial. She had waived her right to speedy trial because she has not gotten along with any of her attorneys. And to quickly summarize, she's on the 8th. She's asking for a new one because her 8th attorney is not nice to her, she says.
Well, it's on your phone, and you can either explain it or we take it for what it is.
Yeah. We're just trying to give you the opportunity to tell us what's going on. That's it.
It's that long?
2 minutes.
No, it's,
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me. Fuck you.
And it's
Fuck
just,
you.
that's you, your voice.
Stupid. That's my name. Don't wear it up.
I can't fucking breathe, man. Terrific.
Yeah, that's when you do when you choke me.
Sarah.
I don't want to watch it, please. Okay.
last time we talked to you, you had said that you put him in the suitcase, he had 2 fingers hanging out, and you
I
went
flipped
to
him
bed.
over.
Sarah, I can't breathe, man.
I flipped him over, and that's where it was.
There's 2 different videos and a still picture where, yeah, it shows you flipping him in different positions, and him saying that he can't breathe, and you saying,
Yeah.
fuck
So
you.
this is upside down. So in order for him to have gotten into it,
It was flipped up.
right, it was flipped up normal.
Yes.
Like as if you're packing something. So this is upside down.
Guys, this is killing me right now.
So this image is upside down, and then this small video that occurred 11 minutes later, it's flipped over the other way, closer to your dining room table.
Okay.
Now he's obviously still in there.
So he's in there and
So he
she's
didn't.
walking it
How
around.
did it go from the back to the front?
I flipped it.
Okay.
Hey guys, welcome.
My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep,
Like, subscribe.
Well, that's what you did.
Yeah.
but not intentional.
No, you told me you went upstairs because
Look,
you were
Stop
getting
here.
ready for bed.
stopped here.
Okay, but
Where's here?
show me where you can see any fingers
That
coming
was
out.
timing.
Because there's the end.
It's, and his head's right here.
Mm-hmm.
So going like this, rather than going all the way up, it's like this.
That's awful at the same time, isn't it?
But why is he saying I can't breathe, and why is he pushing on it as if he can't get out?
And it doesn't show a hole.
There's no hole. There's no
Open
fingers.
yet?
I don't see his fingers. There's no hole.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I don't know, like, what you want me to tell you.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. I love that she said this. Right after this frustration, caring about her own ass only, this is the weasel move. One of those classic weasel moves I was talking about, when she has exhausted every possible pantomime and pose that she can think of. Do you want this answer? No. Do you want this answer? No. Do you want this costume or this face or this mask? No, not this one. Do you want me to stand on my head? Do you want me to, jump up and down and then, count to 3 and then say Bloody Mary 18 times? Okay, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Just, the truth was never an option. Just what do you want me to say to get out of this? I did probably expect to go to sleep. It is great. Thank you. This is Salty After Dark, after all. And I take my sleeping pill around this time. It's just mandatory, but I will stay up for a while longer. We can watch more Sarah Boone footage. We have enough to go as long as y'all want, but I only have, probably till 9 p.m. PST in me. So come and go as you wish, and we're going to keep going. And I'm going to let the bird out and grab that sleeping pill here. Just keep watching. I'm in the room.
I'm just telling you what we see and what we've heard from the other video.
I understand.
He's begging for you to let him out. You sound...
They've been waiting
You're
all
laughing
night.
in the beginning, and then in the end, it sounds kind of like a...
No, it's not malicious.
Well, saying fuck you,
It's not malicious.
then what is that?
What does fuck you mean to you?
Party all night long.
Well,
Like if I were to tell my
like he
partner...
does. Like, I get told everything but a white woman, so
Okay.
my intention was not to leave him in there. Please understand that. My intention was not to leave him in there.
Notice she doesn't say, I didn't intend to leave him in there. She says, my intention was not to leave him in there. Please understand, I did not intend to leave him in there. Did not. Usually in denials, when we see non-contracted denials, meaning did not instead of didn't, people assume that it sounds like emphasis, but statistically, more often than not, it's actually heard in false statements. Classic example, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Just fact. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why it's true, but it is.
But you went upstairs thinking that he could get himself out.
Sleeping, we're
but
dead.
the video shows
That's
at
what I
no
told
point
you.
can I see his fingers.
He'll be up here any minute.
And then 30 minutes later, he didn't show.
And he's telling you
And I
he
didn't
can't
wake
breathe.
up.
Do you
He's
think
not
he's
able to get
joking?
out.
You told me he was laughing, and
We were
the
before.
video, there's no
When we
laughing.
first got in there, both of us were.
So how long was he in there for? Like, this video is at 11:12 when it starts, so was he in there for like a long time prior to recording this?
No.
So it goes from funny to no longer funny,
But
and
I
you're
didn't.
the only one laughing.
But I didn't think that he was like panicky. Like
So pushing up on a suitcase saying, Sarah, Sarah, Sarah,
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
George has done that in the past before too, where it's just like he thinks that he's woe is me kind of thing, where it's like I don't.
He's never been locked in a suitcase. That's
No.
where he couldn't get out. So
It's kind of. I thought it was
And
the
you know
boy
the oxygen
crying
is
wolf,
something.
crying wolf. Please don't. I don't mean to sound negative, and I don't know if I can say this, but like it's like you guys are kind of trying to like feed me. Like,
no, I'm just trying to show you a video that you no longer want to watch because you probably don't want to know the outcome of how and what you said.
well, I know what.
You know what's on that video now?
No.
You remember making that video?
Oh,
Why don't you remember making the video?
probably because we had been drinking.
But you weren't drunk.
No. Just because I went upstairs and just
You
because
told
you're
us-
drunk doesn't mean
told us
that
several
you.
times that you were not drunk. You said that you had your wits about you. You said he had his wits about you.
Mhm.
You said that you don't like not having your wits. In my experience, if somebody cannot remember doing something to the extent of making 2 videos and taking a photo, they are intoxicated.
Okay. I understand where you all are coming from.
Well,
I
we're
get
just
it.
trying to make sense of it. We're trying to
get it.
figure
Right,
out what
we're
you're
trying
saying.
to figure out this
You
video.
explain it to us. We're listening.
I just did. Like, we were playing, and then, like, I thought it was... My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep. My plan was not to... He'll be up here any minute. In itself, for me to have to live with getting him out and doing what I did is punishment enough.
I absolutely love that.
I-
When you ask a guilty person, and this is a Chase Hughes, what does he call his company? But anyway, it's a Chase Hughes trick. If you ask them the punishment question, you ask a guilty person, what should be the punishment for the person who did this? And usually somebody who's guilty will say, well, I think living with it is punishment enough, or, oh, it should be, not so bad. It's not very often that somebody who hasn't confessed yet will say, oh, I think the person who did this should get the chair, Subconsciously, they're fearing what if I'm found out. So that's, again, don't ask me why it's true, but it is. Shawnetta, so true. Thanks for adding this. It's just very eloquent. He's gasping for air. She's drinking Cabernet, taunting a dying man. And what's funny is she thinks she's getting out. Like, not just tonight, but even today, as we speak, she thinks she's getting out. And she's not. She's going for the battered paramour syndrome, or what used to be battered spouse syndrome. I don't think it's going to fly. Very hard burden. Very high burden. Literally no one is on her side. Yeah, absolutely not. Because there's no defending this. Yeah. The term blackout drunk, when a person blacks out from what they actually... Hi, Petey. Okay, yeah, so Petey's here. Come here. I don't know if our bird is still here, but now that he's not screaming. Hi, Pete. Hi, Pete. He just whispered, hi, Pete. His words are very garbled, but he does talk. This is Petey. Pete. This is the OG parrot. Salty bird. The muse of the channel who just got spooked. It's okay, baby. There's two birds around here, and this is the smart one. Okay, so if he gets loud, we'll put him back. I heard y'all on the comments. The bird is annoying. I can't disagree with you. Couldn't agree more. He's annoying. He's loud. Okay, hopefully the next attorney will bring a working toaster. That's so funny. And yeah, the attorney is showing up explaining themselves because they're being called on the carpet in hearings. And if you all want, Kelly bird, one bird to another. Look, he's dancing. Oh yeah. He's getting spicy. Okay. He is sweet sometimes. He's dancing by the light. And definitely getting spicy. I'm in danger of having a finger bit moth. Not literally. Okay, Avison, imagine if they let her off with a slap on the wrist like they do for most murderers, particularly men. I wonder if it makes a difference that she's a woman and not famous. I'm going to think about that for a second. I don't think that most murderers get out with a slap on the wrist. I think that the ones that do make a splash on the headlines because it's unusual, and then the memory of it makes a real impression. I actually think the system is pretty draconian for a lot of people, but those aren't the interesting ones. The ones that rot in prison don't get our attention. Why should they, really? You know what I mean? But we pay attention to these like wickedly weird ones and then think that that's normal, but it's not normal, even for abnormal, which is, of course, why I'm covering it, because the weirder the circus, carnival, the more interesting it is for me anyway. Often people do get let out with slap on the wrist when they should not because of overcrowding. Not going to say it doesn't happen. It's like there's two extremes that we see. I see in California, very draconian, and then very like maybe passive, depending on the judge you get or the county you get. Does he say guilty? Oh. He says Petey, but it would be really funny to teach him to say guilty. Guilty. All right, Spicy Bird. Yes, we should have an alternate channel, Spicy Bird. Take a look at Sarah Boone's body language right now, just the way she is carrying herself. Her legs are extremely relaxed. She's in like doing yoga over there, but her shoulders are down, her chin is down, and she's showing some shame. Shocking for someone so shameless so far, but she is demonstrating a classic shame. That doesn't mean she feels shame. It might just be that she senses as a reptile that she is being shamed. Oh, she's definitely going to get more than a slap. She's going to probably get life. And in California, California sort of got a reputation for being soft on murders and that life didn't mean life. I don't know about other states. I can only speak to California because my background and my bachelor's is in criminology, and my master's is in public policy and criminal policy. So I can speak to California in that life for a while did not mean natural life. It meant a term of 30 years. And then with what's considered good time, which means you get a certain percentage of time off, or some certain number of days off every year for days that you don't break the rules and are a good, prison citizen. And then you're eligible for parole after, I want to say, 80% or 85% of the time on the sentence. So a lot of people were, if they were convicted at a young age, they were getting out not only, being paroled, but sometimes being let out earlier because of overcrowding, even earlier than they should have been. While on the other hand, you have, pot smokers sitting around for 30 years. Sometimes it's stupid, right? Sometimes it's stupid, but it's the best system we have. And incremental change is usually what we see in government, and a lot of it doesn't work. And some of it does work, and it's the nature of the system. I wouldn't say you're wrong, honey. I don't want to say wrong, just only part of the picture. Yeah, dude, everyone hates Sarah Boone. Yeah, do you want to hear the letter tonight after I don't know if I have the energy to do the letter. I guess we might do an episode 2 on Sarah Boone, because there's a lot of fun on interaction on this, and there's more material. She's confident. Yeah. She's used to being believed and getting what she wants. She doesn't have a high bar of people around her, but a lot of people around her are probably wasted, right? So she doesn't have to be a very good liar. Lotus hates her. Mama hates her. Oh, thank you. Yeah, my background is criminal psychology, I suppose, criminal policy. That's why we do this. Because understanding is power. Understanding is where healing and closure lies, in clarity. And so we turn on a light. That is what we do. Yeah, birds are foragers. We forage for the truth. All right. Yes. You want the letter. Mama wants the letter. Stardust says, please read the letter. I'm reading 58 pages. But okay, we'll read some of the letter. Yeah, the highlights. She is a cocky liar, but a shitty liar. Cocky I'll give you, but really bad. The letters are gold. They are really funny. Maybe I should read 50. I mean, it's handwriting. It's not that good. All right. Oh, shit. I did it again. Where were we? Okay, she's basically given up. She knows she's in trouble. She can't quite explain it away. She doesn't know what they want to hear anymore, right?
Delicious.
Then what is that?
What does fuck you mean to you?
Well,
Like if I were to tell my
like
partner.
he does. Like, I get told everything but a white woman, so
Okay.
my intention was not to leave him in there. Please understand that. My intention was not to leave him in there.
But you went upstairs thinking that he could get himself out, but the video shows
That's
at
what I
no
told
point
you.
can I see his fingers. And
He'll be
it
up here
looks
any
like-
minute.
And then 30 minutes later, he didn't show.
And he's telling you
And I
he
didn't
can't
wake
breathe.
up.
Do you
He's
think
not
he's
able to get
joking?
out.
You told me he was laughing, and
We were
the
before.
video, there's no
When we
laughing.
first got in there, both of us were.
So how long was he in there for? Like, this video is at 11:12 when it starts, so was he in there for like a long time prior to
No.
recording this?
No.
No, she says
No.
no.
So it goes from funny to no longer funny,
But
you're the
didn't-
only one laughing.
But I didn't think that he was, panicky.
So pushing up on a suitcase saying, Sarah, 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 I can't breathe.
George has done that in the past before, too, where it's just he thinks that he's woe is me kind of thing, where it's like, I don't
He's
think-
never been locked in a suitcase. That's
No.
where he couldn't get out. So.
It's kind of, I thought it was
And
the
you know
boy
the oxygen
crying
is
wolf,
coming.
crying wolf.
Mama, do you have a copy
Please
of that letter?
don't,
Before it right
I
now.
don't mean to sound negative, and I don't know if I can say this, but, like, it's like you guys are kind of trying to, like, feed me. Like,
No, I'm just trying to show you a video that you no longer want to watch because you probably don't want to know the outcome of how and what you said.
well, I know what,
You know what's on that video now?
No.
You remember making that video?
oh,
Why don't you remember making the video?
probably because we had been drinking.
But you weren't drunk.
Rome.
No. Just because I went upstairs and, just
You
because
told
you're
us-
drunk doesn't mean
told us
that
several times that you were not drunk. You said that you had your wits about you. You said he had his wits about you.
Mhm.
You said that you don't like not having your wits. In my experience, if somebody cannot remember doing something to the extent of making 2 videos and taking a photo,
Boom. Yes.
they are intoxicated.
Okay. I understand where you all are coming from.
Well,
I
we're
get
just
it.
trying to make sense of it. We're trying to
get it.
figure out
Right,
what
we're
you're
trying to
saying.
figure out this
You
video.
explain it to us. We're listening.
I just did. Like, we were playing, and then, like, I
Playing.
thought it was... My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep. My plan was not to... He'll be up here any minute. And so, for me to have to live with getting him out and doing what I did is punishment enough.
It's been enough. Holy shit.
I think that's why I haven't slept. Because that's all I see.
She has insomnia. She's suffered enough, guys.
So that right there says something.
Got the letter? Holy Hannah.
Not my intention.
At least she has nice handwriting. She does.
This is fine. I'll just put that right next to her. Well, that would be very random.
That would be funny.
Yours. Loves. Letters of gold. She's still in. Right. She does not know.
Nonetheless, I have to live without him now.
I
Yeah.
have to live without him now. She thinks we're buying her BS.
Yeah.
Punishment in itself.
And she is not. That's right.
Yeah.
She just hangs around with two dumb people. No disrespect to the dead, but he was not a winner.
Definitely a tragic situation.
So, his body language, he is still showing disgust, but some relief. The tension has broken now that they've confronted her, and he knows she's toast, and he's about to arrest her. He's just waiting now. He doesn't want to be there, but he is not ready to explode.
Through with alcohol. And it's unfortunate that stupid things like this happen.
Hi, Allison. Thanks for being here, honey. Love you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's pretty.
Nonetheless, I have to live without him.
Mm-hmm.
She's a cold fish. She's a cold. They do know the answers because they've seen the videos.
Yeah. His daughters too.
And he reports.
Are you trying to make it worse?
Sorry, what?
Are you trying to make it worse?
Make what worse?
How I feel?
Just making a comment. I mean,
CSI, that was there yesterday.
Are you trying to make it worse? We're getting a little insight right here into how her poor attorneys have been feeling, probably. And wow, we have a full room. You guys, if you haven't yet, subscribe and like. We can keep delivering this awesome, we meaning I, can keep delivering this awesome. Oh, and this guy, the bird. Okay.
She took your photos.
She does, really. Gotcha. No. Hold my nails. Let's go. Chris. Absolutely hilarious. She's like, yeah, I am. You were a piece of crap. And okay, so they are taking DNA, or actually they're
I'm
taking.
just gonna take a swab and go around on one hand and then do the separate one.
And
for
she
the other.
still thinks she's going home. This is Florida, where it all is.
Okay, Sarah. So you're not free to go. Okay.
Orange County.
Oh, do you promise everything you told us was the truth? Or no?
They dropped the ball. You're not free to go.
Everything we've talked about today?
Yes. What do you mean?
He asked to swear. Remember how I swore you yesterday on the audio recording? I just forgot, so he
Oh my
raised
God.
his hand to remind me.
This
to tell
part's
you.
hilarious. First she says you're not free to go, and then her colleague reminds her, you didn't swear her in after you get rid of her Miranda. So she's gonna be like, oh, oops, you're not free to go. Oh, by the way, will you swear that everything you said is true? Go back to the niceties. So funny. So what if she's like, no, I don't. I want a lawyer. I don't. So none of it was true. I was confused. What if she said that right now? That she wasn't smart enough, was she? If she was smarter, she wouldn't be sitting there talking to the cops in the first place. Oh, and by the way, she wouldn't also maybe have killed the guy. She thinks she's very smug for someone in this position.
Okay.
Do you promise and swear that everything we talked about today has been true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
For which
True and
everything?
accurate to the best of your knowledge.
What, that it wasn't intentional?
Everything you've said
told
today, everything that's come out of your mouth has been true and accurate to the best of your knowledge.
Oh yeah, straight A student.
To the best of my knowledge.
Correct. Yes.
Why?
Because
That's how
anytime
you
we talk
swear.
to somebody, we
Why? Murder
to
charges
assure
against
that
her.
everything
Why?
that we've talked about is
True and accurate to the best of that person's knowledge.
it's not a trick question.
To the best of my knowledge?
To the best
Not a
of your knowledge.
sure.
Everything that you've told us today is true and accurate to the best of your knowledge.
Yes, but it was not intentional.
Okay. Okay.
All right, do me a favor, stand up. I need you to turn around, face the wall, put your hands behind your back. Do you have anything in your pockets that I should know about?
No.
Okay.
Why is this happening?
Because George is dead.
Not intentionally.
We understand that.
He's still dead.
Boom.
Someone needs to call Brian, please.
Okay.
Or can I not make a phone call?
You'll be able to make a phone call when we get you down to the jail.
So why
You'll
is
be
this
afforded.
happening? So this was a trick?
No, it's not
No,
a trick.
it's
How's
not
it
a
a
trick.
trick? I'm even here to ask you.
You mean like
Everything
getting
else, I
somebody?
have no idea.
You mean like getting somebody to climb into a suitcase, to zip them in and then throw them around like they're a piece of luggage and leave them there to die? You mean like trick like that? Let's watch that one more time, because why not? Her reaction is hilarious.
Everything that you've told us today is true and accurate to the best of your knowledge.
Yes, but it was not intentional.
I'm sure
Okay.
there's some kind of Dr. Pepper in commissary.
Okay.
All right, do me a favor, stand up. I need you to turn around, face the wall, put your hands behind your back. Do you have anything in your pockets that I should know about?
No.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Why is this happening?
Because George is dead.
Because George is
Not
dead.
intentionally.
We understand that.
He's still dead.
Well, we don't
Someone
really
needs to
understand
call
that.
Brian, please.
Hey, Michelle.
Okay.
Or can I not make a phone call?
You'll be able to make a phone call when we get you down to the jail.
Okay.
So why is
You'll
this
be afforded.
happening? So this was a trick?
No, it's not a
No,
trick.
not
How's
a
it a
trick.
trick? I'm even here to ask you to explain a few things to us. And
You were read your rights.
your response to everything was
Hug right now.
basically, I didn't do it.
Intentionally.
I have to go through that.
Doesn't matter. He's still dead.
Intentionally.
Do me a favor. Have a seat.
Right, that is an element of the crime. Hey, welcome. Hey, Miss, those of you who are new.
Really
Hi.
nice.
Right.
Really.
Happy to hear.
So if I didn't show up.
He's still dead.
Why is
You're
it
trying-
happening?
She doesn't get consequences. She doesn't understand cause and consequence. It's like you see this in a child. Well, I apologize, but I said I was sorry. Well, there's still a consequence, but I said I was sorry. All right, I talked over it. Let's listen.
Doesn't matter. He's still there.
Doesn't matter. He's still dead. That's what they say.
I'm in here to ask you to explain a few things to us, and
You were read your rights.
Yeah.
your response to everything was basically, I didn't do it.
Intentionally.
I have to go through that.
Doesn't matter. He's still there. Do me a favor. Have a seat.
She is, yes. Oh, yes. So what you just
Really,
said,
guys?
very smart.
Really.
So if I didn't show up,
So you're in court, angry.
why is
You're
it
trying-
happening?
Because
Before y'all said I could leave, that I was done after that.
we were done, yes. We were done. Absolutely.
So now, so that's what it is.
We were done.
Okay. She just gave an excellent chin jet, a perfect example of this. A challenge, like a social challenge. She's like still so defiant. Let's see that chin jet again. Watch her face and the way she kind of looks down, and she's doing the what do you want again shrug. And then gives us a nice chin jet. That's so obvious. And now he's comfortable. Now he's nice and comfortable with her in cuffs, sitting below him. Finally, he's got relief.
Show up.
Now
Why
he's
is it happening?
Because
Before y'all said I could leave,
when
that I was done after that.
we were done, yes. We were done. Absolutely.
So now, so that's what it is,
We are done.
right?
Seriously, I'm so confused right now, right?
Not intentional.
Okay.
So what am I supposed to do
Sam,
now?
go with it.
You
She's not-
will,
Someone needs to call Brian.
okay.
Lucas is waiting for Mom to come home.
She dropped the non-intentional defense. Now it's battered woman syndrome defense. So she's not even trying to say she didn't mean to do it. Lucas is her son. Don't know if he was home at the time. I think he was with her ex, Brian.
This was not my intention. I thought I was waiting for you all to come and figure out what's what and how many.
Not real.
That's what we're trying to do.
And I was going to be able to go home and see Lucas. Now he's just not going to have me come home. So there's nothing that I can do.
Kids aren't going to have.
No.
There's nothing that I can do in order to go home and see Lucas and prepare.
Not right now, no. You'll be afforded a time in court. You'll be afforded an attorney. You'll be afforded,
I don't know. A good, honest murderer can be refreshing. I'm just kidding around. Where were we? I keep hitting this back button. So he's telling her she'll be given an attorney. She'll be given 8 of them, possibly 9. The jury's still out on that.
Happen.
The jury
And I need water, like, really bad, please.
Oh, she's getting feisty. Yeah. So fun fact, a lot of you probably know this, you're true crime buffs, but some people don't know. Cops are totally allowed to lie to you when they're investigating. They have no duty to truth. So sometimes people think, oh, you're a cop, you can't lie. They can lie. In fact, they can pull the old classic, well, we have your hair right here in this bag. Just kidding, it was my dog's hair. I fooled you, but you confessed, right? The idea being that if a guilty person is confronted with fake evidence, they won't confess. That idea we know from the psychology of false confessions is not true. There are false confessions and there's ways to trigger them in some personalities, but that's not what's going on here today, is it? The cops lied because they didn't even really lie. She's just dumb. I don't see what they actually lied about, but they could. Yeah, Lucas has, what was she thinking about Lucas when she was rolling George around, essentially beating him to death through a suitcase. I don't think she was thinking about where he was coming home to then.
You all checked me down here.
Absolutely did not.
Yeah, it does. He's cut your head off a lot, I'm sure. I need water, like, right now.
I just got those.
Okay. They are not allowed in the jail.
So I can't even smoke cigarettes as I go.
They just took her cigarettes. That's why she's yelling at them. I just got those. So I can't even smoke cigarettes in jail. She's moping. This is moping affect. Yeah, it sucks to get arrested after you murder a guy. In a suitcase. Who does that?
And what am I supposed to do with my car?
You'll be fine where it is. When you get down there, you'll have 3 phones. You'll be able to call.
What, as soon as possible?
Yeah, once you get down there and get booked in, you'll be able to use a phone in the waiting
Well, how
area.
long will that take? Because I need to talk to Brian.
I don't know, it depends how busy, how quickly they get you through. I would say within the hour. It's a free phone call in the lobby. It's a free phone call.
All I'm doing is bringing you there, sign a piece of paper, and you're going to.
She has no clue.
So can I ask you, or whoever it is,
Yeah.
those holding cells,
Kids are
the holding cells, am I going to be put in one of those?
I don't know.
Last time I had a panic attack.
Okay.
Let them know that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you're familiar with the big bay. As long as you go in
Right.
and you act civil to them, they'll set you in the big bay. And you'll be left there for
Can you
a while.
request that while I'm there?
No, that's not up to us. We don't work at the jail.
As long as like he's saying, is if you don't act up.
That's, to me, the worst part of it is the kids that get screwed in the whole thing when adults F around like this. The worst part of it is the kids. Now, here's the whiny part. Let's go back and listen to her whine because I talked too much. Sorry.
She's through. I would say within the hour. It's a free phone call in the lobby. It's a free phone call.
All I'm doing is bringing you there, sign a piece of paper, and you're going to.
She has no clue.
So can I ask you, or whoever it is, those holding cells, the holding cells, am I going to be put in one of those?
I don't know.
Last time I had a panic attack.
So Mama says the read technique can cause false confessions at a high rate. There are ethical problems with it. Certainly, the cops lying in an investigation is sometimes necessary. Yeah, thanks for bringing up the read technique. It's the most popular interrogation method, or has been for quite a while, but it's being overcome in popularity by newer techniques that are a little more furtive in style, a little more subtle. That is great, but still very common. It's still probably like the most popular interrogation tool used, and it was, discovered or outlined by a guy named Reid, R-E-I-D. There's lots of social science about it. Very effective, but not the best, and it can cause false confessions. Absolutely. Yeah. A drunk anyone sucks if you're not also drunk, but a drunk caregiver, if you're a child, it's wrong. I mean, I'm not saying having a glass of wine in the evening when you have a kid is wrong, or that's abuse, but having a parent that's habitually drunk and never present for you, no child deserves that.
Okay.
Let them know that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you're familiar with the big bay. As long as you go in and you act civil to them, they'll set you in the big bay. And you'll be left there for
Can
a
you
while.
request that while I'm there?
No, that's not up to us. We don't work at the jail.
As long as like he's saying, is if you don't act up.
Yeah. Oh my God. Some hypocrisy much. I get claustrophobic, she says. Huh. We thought the suitcase was a good idea yesterday. She has no idea what's coming. She's been in county jail, county lockup for 4 years. Almost anybody, I think, who has been, and comment if you have experience on this, but, I think, oh, shit, I just poured my Gatorade out. Thought I had a cover. Okay, so I think most people would consider that a year in county lockup is harder time than most prisons, because county lockup doesn't give you like long-term accommodations. It's just harder. It's my understanding. And my dog is crying. Just 1 second. Let's keep watching while I let him out.
Go in and act like this. You'll go in and they'll put you in the big bay. If you go in there screaming and kicking and yelling and cursing at people, I don't know. I'm just letting you know that's what happens. That's how they weed people out. If you go in acting like this.
So I asked for the big bay?
No, they'll put you there as long as you're acting like this.
Yeah, because the last time I had a major panic attack on those little things.
Hey, change the cuffs. Call it
Go stand up.
I have not
So
found
what am I going to do with my purse? Oh, sorry.
Your purse is gonna come, but the cigarettes and stuff can't, so.
I put the lock up too, my bad.
Oh, no, it's all good. Mine are the opposite, so.
What made you all decide to do this?
Made us decide to do this?
Uh-huh.
George is dead.
You guys, I knew this was going to happen.
You did? Okay.
So I came down here willingly.
Yes, absolutely. We were trying to figure out what's going on. We're still trying to figure out what's going on.
Unintentionally.
Well, intentional or not, George is dead. You act like when you say unintentionally, that absolves you from everything.
I need to get, I have my, I don't know if it's able to be or not.
I apologize.
No, no, it's okay.
I have things in my car that I need to.
Okay.
Put your purse like that.
What kind of stuff do you have in your car that you're worried about?
Well, I have my medication.
Okay, they have a pharmacy there, so if there's something that you have to have right away, you'll be seeing a nurse.
It's panic attack stuff.
Well, again, when you get checked in, you're going to be seeing a nurse, and that they have a pharmacy there, so they'll be able to take care of any kind of that stuff. That protocol is out of my realm. I don't work down there, so I don't know, but I do know they do have a pharmacy, and that you will be afforded to see somebody.
He does not give a shit that you said.
Yes, ma'am.
None
I
of
play for
it.
My bad.
Her medication is probably wine. It's the tequila in her glove compartment. Okay. We got through the whole video. That was effing fun. Please deliver a glass of wine to Sarah, me. She has panic attacks. Yes, to cell number 895, please, on the upper wing. She needs her Xanax. Don't we all, Michelle? Don't we all? She's proof that Xanax and wine mixed is a bad idea. Yeah, I'll totally agree to that. Probably a bad idea. Don't wine and Xanax. Don't do it. It's just not worth it. Bad things happen. People die. It's all fun and games till someone gets beat in a suitcase and then suffocated, okay? That's not funny anymore. R.I.P. George. Fucking bitch, this woman. Okay. All right, you want me to read you a 53-page hand-penned letter? You better like and subscribe. Let's go. You're going to have to give me breaks for my throat, so I'm going to have to probably also stream maybe her initial body cam from when they came out and found him deceased. Maybe we'll kind of stream that also while, you know, kind of in between reading. Or at least part of it. The Nick Rakita stuff, I am not. But DM that to me too. I am always finding the most interesting cases through recommendations on here. All the time I do my cases through just something somebody brought up. That's Nick Rakita stuff. Okay, tell me about it. We're gonna do one that I just found out, which is wildly similar to, I think, OJ, except in the female, and it's the Sheila G. Trott murder of Kelly Brennan. So I'm working on that right now. It's in here. This is where most of them start, and then they sometimes they just become ideas that come out here. Most a lot of them start like that. Yeah, thanks, Michelle. Thank you so much, everybody. If you're watching, like and sub. And here we go. I am about to share this this screen with you, I guess. Let's see if I can figure it out and show you the letter as I read the letter, and you can read along. Okay, share screen. I don't have 2 monitors. All right, I won't be able to see you guys while I read, so I will have to take breaks between. Okay. Oh, no, maybe I can just share the screen. Okay. And audio. Yeah, okay, this might work. Okay, can you tell me what you see? Can you see the, like, do you see the all of my tabs, or just a PDF right now of this handwritten letter? Or do you also see the like video screen and chat screen in the background and my mouse moving around? Uh-oh. Nick is going down for the 5 kids. Swingers, 27 grams of coke. Wow. That must be just the highlights, man. You see the letter plus the tabs on the side. Thanks, Mama. Okay, cool. That means I can keep you in a small corner while I read. In the corner right now. Okay. On the top, I don't know how to get rid of the tabs. I don't think I can get rid of the tabs. So I'll just scroll. Maybe close it like. No, we're stuck with the tab. Okay. Aaron left the party earlier. Okay, you guys are talking about the other case. Thanks, love. Okay, so we're reading Sarah Boone's letter, dated June 7th, 2024, and in caps at the top, hand delivered. So I don't know who she hand delivered it, probably to a guard. Honorable Judge Michael Kranick, located at 425 North Orange Avenue in Orlando, Florida. Sarah Boone, number 2000-5623/FDC-B4. I can't make this out. Smart Communications, I think. Orange County Department of Corrections, P.O. Box 9101. You guys, she's single. That's where you write her, right here. Smart Communications, Orange County Department of Corrections, P.O. Box 9109, Seminole, Florida 33775-9151. Hot on the market. Regular correspondence. Shout out Orlando. Shout out Florida. I have family just in Florida recently. We had a call in from Florida. That was fun. Shanetta, glad to be gay. Doesn't make your partner statistically less likely to murder you. Fun fact. But you're statistically unlikely to be murdered by your partner anyway. You know, I'm just saying. Okay. Regular correspondence. Total number of pages, 58. Honorable Judge Kranick, ongoing 5 years. Why can't I ... Then we have nice little bulleted thoughts. Use my constitutional rights. Am I the only one who cares about the ongoing violations of? Have a bond. Have all my medical records. Have all my digital evidence and discovery. Have all my paperwork, notes, letters, pictures, and everything of mine returned by former attorneys. Speak to my investigator. Have a complete download of my phone. Have any of my witness lists. That one has a question mark. Actually, they all do. Give any insight, understanding, clarification, truths about my case, especially to my attorney. Be listened to by anyone, especially my attorney. Be respected for who I am truly, especially by my attorney, and not be disrespected for the mutated, malicious, I'm not sure what that says, by the unintelligible, malicious, quote-unquote murder all the world has falsely, incorrectly created and believes me to be a murderer. Be treated fairly, lawfully, and protected by the, quote, justice, quote, system. Properly, rightfully, completely defend myself. See all and know some of the world. The same as the world can and does, including my attorney, from all the phenomenal non-permissive amounts of my entire case being available online globally before my trial, and most important, before I have seen myself. Why doesn't anyone know already about my case? Know about my side in everything, about everything? Be correctly understood that I am not the problem. For reasons I am on something appointed by the court, attorney number 8. See my letter of July 21, 23. Say what I want and should, but all the world can and say is say it all wrong and warped. 53 pages of this. Oh my God. You sure you want 53 pages of this? I'm gonna check the chat. Let's check the live stream real quick. See what's going on. Yo, guys. All right. Michelle says, don't waste your time reading this. I don't know. I think I'm going to skip around it. I think I'm going to skip around it and not do all 53 pages because it's pretty disjointed funny. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure the judge studied this. Now, I'm sure the judge also hated having to study this. This is a great case, but the Rakita case is wicked salacious. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing about it and reading about it. I will absolutely check it out. I have like 4 on the list. And, you know, this is really, there's no stopping the rabbit hole. You're here for it all too. All right. Awesome. So I will check it out. Not all 58 pages at once. Okay. Let's just start with a few then, because it's already late. You know, Stardust, I'm not sure what I think of handwriting analysis. It's certainly an art, not a science, as is body language, but I haven't seen like a real good one who really makes sense to me with enough context. And the ones I do see always seem a little quacky to me. They do. And they always seem like they can describe exactly the same thing in 2 different ways, depending on the narrative. So I don't know. I'm not convinced on handwriting analysis. And truth is, she has pretty handwriting. So we're judging by her handwriting. She's a straight A student, remember? She is the ultimate victim. I hate to say it, but I am tired, guys. So I'm going to just read a little of the letter and sign off. And we'll do episode 2 of Sarah Boone. Because, damn, it is a lot to cover, and it is very salacious. And we're doing O.J. Simpson right now, too, for those of you who have not been introduced through O.J., doing a deep dive. And I have read this book, the If I Did It, Confessions of a Killer, in detail. And on Friday, I'm going to go live, and it'll be episode 6 for this one. All 5 earlier episodes are out there. And on 6, we're going to read the entire chapter of the night of the murder and his account of it. And then we'll watch a video where he gives an interview of the same confession. And maybe we'll intermix it. So that's going to be really cool. So I hope you guys can make that. And we will do, you know, modern cases too. But I can't do all one case like back to back. It gets a little for me. And I'm reading a lot of different stuff. So yeah, it's fun to maybe do like, you know, one on one day and another on a different day of the week. So Friday, I think, is going to be our OJ night. And, you know, maybe we'll do up to 2 or 3 weeks. It's been working so far. It's really fun to jump on with you guys. Really fun to hang out with you guys. You went to OJ and Nicole's house? Whoa, you know, they're in Brentwood. Maybe that would be an interesting thing to do. I'm in San Diego, I'm in California, and that is a drivable for me to go up there and take some actual footage and maybe live from there as a culmination to the whole OJ theme, which has been crazy. You know, we had like around like 1,250 people on that one. So that one's growing. But this is one of the first lives I've done on a non-OJ case. And so I think there's at least one more episode in this one that we will absolutely do. So yeah, if you haven't yet, thumbs up me, smash it, and subscribe. Thanks. All right, we'll read just a couple more pages. There's only 53 left. Okay, but my throat's sore. All right, here we go. Why won't my attorney give me an honest answer? Show me everything she says she has and finished reviewing for my case, but withholds from me after I ask repeatedly for and about. Give me an answer other than I'm putting this to rest. That's not necessary, or I'm not having this conversation with you. Grant me access to anything I ask for and about my case. In and about my case. Yeah, why can't they just give her anything she asks for? She's just in jail. Grant access to anything I ask for and about. Okay. Like the detective in my case, stop putting words in my mouth. We just watched her. We know what she said. We listened. The whole world listened. Tell me what's going on in my case. It's been well over 100 days. She has been my attorney, and I still do not know. Ongoing 5 years. Answer any of my questions. Ever asked me any questions? No. How can she supposedly know everything she needs to know from what she's been told, heard, read, or seen? Reassure she's on my side, for me, not against. So an attorney doesn't have to be your cheerleader. They have to give you sound advice. They don't have to like you, nor do they need to respect you. Not a court-appointed attorney. Why have I already been judged in the court of public opinion? How did this happen? Well, it doesn't hurt that she's in Florida and the Sunshine Law gets everything out there. I love Florida cases. Why have I been sentenced by anticipation and condemned before my predicted trial? Why does my attorney and all the world think my case is already over? Because it's indefensible, lady. Your Honor, during our first introduction at my last withdrawal of court-appointed attorney number 7, Hobson, you stated to me your uninvolvement with any of my letters I write. Hey, we just found out. Okay, so he doesn't read them because he can't read them ex parte is what I remember learning. I'm still going to write my letters. As conduitly they are to the world where all my potential jurors are located, and this is the only way they are, including yourself. No. Oh, sorry. That is the only way anyone, including yourself, knows the very necessary insights to my continued disadventures, hindrance, impediments, and I'm still experiencing on top of the new, spurring my intentions to write. The race to the pulpit is unfair, and it is important to me that you, quote unquote, are aware and understand what transpires when the news cameras are off and where all in between my status hearings. 2, as so many of the disadvantageous embezzlers, racketeers, mindless lemmings, and just altogether mean people can use their, quote, freedom of speech, not knowing me in any way other than what's being said by all the other mean people and being said incredibly incorrectly. So can I. As the compelling, annoyed detectives in my case, Code Cell had to falsify documents and loan wore his gun for me to see. I'm not sure you're familiar with this after watching all my plastered, highly misconstrued, over 30 plus million views just on one site interview, and in which they both repeatedly attempted to, quote, feed me their incorrect, incomplete, hypothesized opinion by stating to me, quote, everyone has their limits at this seemingly endless point of perpetuality of nonsense and lawlessness still growing. And I very much want to advance to the next level after ongoing 5 years now. A genuine concerned limit has been reached. She speaks in this weird passive voice. A genuine concern limit has been reached. Not I've reached a level of, I've reached my limit on concern. It's a weird way of speaking. Where were we? This disjointed letter. Including my case. Okay. Why am I still not being included in my case? How much of my case and self is being added hourly, especially after this letter gets loose to the internet, increasing the mass infection and deconstruction of my hopes to have a fair trial, anything fair, my side foremost, and wondering now if my attorney drank the punch, quote unquote, like everyone else. All aforementioned reasons and so many more for this letter to be written, hoping to deter some of the unfair, one-sided finger-pointing, all corruption and malpractice being directed at me only by those in the, quote, justice, quote, system. Why did she quote the word separately? Who are one trying to deflect the shame and shock from me fearlessly challenging the status quo. And it must be so because it is in my face on the computer and at the same time on my boob tube, television, brainwashed, ignorant followers of disbelief, conformity, and greed, trying unsuccessfully to make their life by character assassination seem worse than theirs. No two, when anyone points their finger, one is what does that say? One is pointing and 2, 3 point back at you. How many tried to see it? Okay, we're going to get through page 6 and then stop. That's it. It's my limit. Thy limit has been reached of genuine concern about reading this page. But first, I'm going to switch to chat real quick. See if I'm missing some amazing brilliance. Okay. What am I missing? There is so much chat going on that I can't see why I do this. Mama, I need you to get in your mod squad. Figure it out, man. Thank you. Really great job. Thank you. Okay, I went too far. They're divorced April now, Nick has a wife. Damn, that sounds like a soap opera. Okay. Focus. Squirrel. That's so me. Apparently, there's a famous one in Tennessee. Who knew? I've only heard of them, that they exist, not who they are. If you can find out who they are, I would love to reach out and see if they'd be on the show. Give us some perspective, because there are a lot of letters here. Yeah, she does get a pen. You should give him a noodle to write with. Is that for real? Shanetta, is that true? A noodle? I thought pencil was the standard disposition. I'm starting to feel like my Ambien, y'all. So bear with me if I start to move slower. I am tired, but I'm still in. I want to go. How do you go? Is it like you get a tour? Do you have to call and book tickets ahead of time? Can I say I'm writing about this and I want to come in like author's pass and talk to someone? Or she gets an F in multitasking and thinking she had the premeditated murder of her boyfriend's masterminded. She does, right? F for you. You fail. Okay, yeah, I look forward to getting your note, Shanetta. That's awesome. I'll be working all day tomorrow, and I'm a little hectic right now in trial preparation, but I will answer it, and I will get it, and I am genuinely excited. So I want to make those connections. Yes. Yes, there's only 53 left, right? No, less than that. We're 53, right? N minus 6. Everyone was touring the Brentwood hot spots. So it can't still be there. That's a real opportunity that you got to do that. Are you located in LA? Hey, Spacey. No, we're just happy you're here. Hey, smash that like, hit subscribe, and join us for the next one. We're going to do another part on this and watch more of the video and read more of the letter. We're just doing maybe one more page of it and then quitting for the night. But we've been having a great time in here with our gallows humor and our terribly intended puns. R.I.P. George. Oh, yes, welcomes. I want to make sure I say this right. Spacey, Stacy. We're glad that you're here. We understand we would also probably hate her if we had to work with her. I would. I'll speak for myself. I would never want her for a client. Okay. Yes, I see premeditated. She was telling her she couldn't breathe. He was telling her she couldn't breathe. And she said, this is how it makes me feel when you cheat on me. She knew. That is premeditation. But yeah, that was premeditation. Okay. So we were at the gate of Rockingham. The gate opened. I was freaking thinking it was OJ. Oh my God. That would be really weird to me. I don't usually trip out about going to like celebrity houses, but I would want to go to Rockingham. I would want to do that. I'm thinking about going on a LA crime tour, to see the hot spots and film and live from there. It'd be pretty fucking fun. The most, famous cases over the years was that Robert guy that shot the guy in a car. What was his name? She's throwing spaghetti at the wall. Who, me? Oh, Sarah. Yeah, if you have 7 lawyers, any lawyer that's worth their competency would answer all of those questions. I'm not a lawyer. I am pretty sure I have the answers to those questions, although I wouldn't be able to advise her. I'm pretty sure I understand the answers to those questions. So either she is so unpleasant that she keeps asking the same thing over and over again, even though it's already answered, and she just doesn't want to accept what she doesn't want to hear, or she's so unpleasant that she drives them away and they can't even explain. I don't know. Also thinking maybe she wants to engage in legal strategies that they know they can't because it would involve a lie or something that they know is impractical is probably the best word. She is so whiny. I've had 7 lawyers. I am not the problem. Not the best way to help that. But she knows by now that the judge isn't reading any of her letters. And so she's just reading to the public. That spaghetti has no sauce. It might kind of stick. It's going to fall off the wall. And yeah, exactly. It's a messy argument. She is so messy. OJ did have a killer smile. It's sad. You think, if you ever got murdered, I would suppose don't want to be murdered. But if I were, and I, somehow were to find out about it in afterlife, I'd hope it would be like kind of like love or passion, or it meant something to somebody, like certainly would be so humiliated if I found out I suffocated in a suitcase. Like, yeah, I can't show my face in hell down here. It's horribly embarrassing. It's like, oh my God. And she's not so charming either. Her communication skills suck. She's so aggressive, but she's just childish about Bird. If you go to OJ's house, I'll show you the route OJ drove home after taking the killings. Freaky. I do want to take that route. He describes it in that. We're going to talk about it on Friday. So I hope that you can join us and you can participate. And we're going to have call-ins on Fridays too. So if you want to call in and you want to talk about that, that would be really amazing. So let's chat further about that, because on Friday I'm going to do call-ins. So Justice, if you want to maybe do that on Friday when we do the read. Shawnetta, you're welcome to be guests on there. Spacey as well, because I'm going to be reading. So I'm going to need somebody else to be modding and people to call in and interact, because I won't be able to like read all your comments at once. Okay, let's see where it was. Who said, so you tell her to stop talking? What was that? Somebody should tell her to stop talking? Sarah, yeah, somebody should tell Sarah to stop. So true. Yeah, well, the judge can't even read them because it's ex-party communication. And these kinds of communications have to be in front of the other party. So it would be unethical for the judge to read it when the other party isn't there. She's trying to send him personal letters and he puts him in a bad position. So he probably has his clerk just saying, like, don't even deliver them to me. And she knows it and she acknowledges it. And she says, so what? I know it's going to become part of the public record and everybody else will see it. And maybe they'll be my jurors. So isn't that kind of trying to tamper with the jury pool? Don't ask me. Oh, God. Strong but true. Oh, wait, I lost what I was trying to. Where is it? Hey, Sarah, if you could see this, you murdered a person. Yeah, I don't have a press pass. I would love to have a press pass. That's in my future. Lotto. Yeah, I got to figure out how to get in that. Okay, sorry, catching up. So Friday, I think it'll be 7:30 on Friday Pacific. And in the morning, I will put up the time placeholder and the thumbnail. So you'll have it starting to be promoted and can get on the notify. And that's going to be a really big reveal with a lot of video and reading. I have a feeling that her attorneys have told her to stop talking and she doesn't listen. Yep. All right, you are. I've been there mostly reading, typing. Yeah, totally. Okay. So let's find a good place to end this for the night. Where did we leave off? Remember, 3 fingers point back. Right. Soothsaying is not a real job. To sum it up in the words of my attorney after I told her to Google me, she stated, there's a lot. To sum it up in the words of myself, the defendant, stated to my attorney after she stated that to me, when can I see? How much longer do I have to wait? Or how many attorneys must be withdrawn for me to be included in my case and be included more than the world presently is? This is my case in every aspect. See all my aforementioned ongoing 5 years questions I am still waiting on for answers. Also, I want to make it known that I walked out on my attorney in our last meeting due to the unwarranted, uninformative, unprofessional, snotty, lost my space again. Snotty attitude and her untruthful answer to my questions and beyond. The retarded, I think that's what it says, the retarded vicious circle, quote unquote, we enter every time we meet is a waste of time. And I'm saying that being in jail with supposed endless amounts of it, how she treats me is extremely prejudicial, hostile, and unconcerned. She is very frustrating, one, to talk to or defeat in any endeavor. What the fuck? Two, to induce feelings of insecurity, discouragement, or to dissatisfaction. Three, to bring to nothing. I'm not really sure I follow her anymore. So much I pretended my solution in order to coexist with and work together in a hopeful, progressive, positive, appropriate manner. I added, quote, pretend judge to our interactions so she could calm down and ease up on the condescension, offensive demeanor, and the obvious prejudgment she seems, like everyone else, not to remember. I am innocent while adjudicated until adjudicated otherwise. She treats me as if I am not. After my introduction and explanation with pretend judge in the room or on the phone, I'm trying to help her understand how she is making herself extremely unwelcoming. Wow. Sarah is trying to help someone else explain and understand why they're unwelcoming. I'm getting pretty tired. She doesn't get it. That is not computing for that woman. Come back to chat. I'm falling asleep, so I'm about to close it up to catch all the comments I can. Okay, see how far I can go. Okay, Spacey Stacy says, did I say that right? Yeah, Spacey Stacy. Just got here. I don't think the judge hates her. Annoyed, yes, but aren't we all? Sorry, I'm here at the end. Just the stream. Just keep an eye out for more. Oh yeah, awesome. And it'll be able to replay. And we're just talking about how we're going to do a episode on our OJ analysis on Friday, and then probably this again on earlier in the week. So we'll put it up and start advertising it a few days before. Maybe maybe a weekend, maybe a Monday, Tuesday. Another Sarah Boone episode. Okay. So Stardust says, yes, I say premeditated because he was telling her that he couldn't breathe and she had to let him out. And she told him, this is what you get for cheating. Yes. She knew he could not breathe. The question is, was she too intoxicated to appreciate that meant he would die or that he couldn't get himself out of it? Yeah. Once again, she throws spaghetti against the wall. She just goes for a really wide buckshot of statements to try and see which one gets her the the right kind of pity. Oh, does this work? Does this work? Does that work? Oh, maybe this will work. That spaghetti has no sauce on it. Might stick kind of, but it's going to fall off that wall. Not going to satisfy the jury's stomach. Yeah. Justice says, OJ had a killer smile. More puns. We love it. Gallows humor. He did too. Did I tell you guys I had a almost lucid nightmare that was just so spot on that night about OJ after we had our last. It's one of the reasons I had to put a little space between doing the next one. I dreamt I was with OJ and it was so vivid. I got a little too into the Sondering Nicole. So I had a little space and I think I'm ready to go do the next one on Friday. Right. Bird, if you go to OJ's, oh yeah, so definitely I'll take you up on that. It'd be pretty cool. I want to do the route. Her fake salty tears can't even season the spaghetti water. Oh man, it's true. No salt. Fake tears, no seasoning. See, karma sucks. I know where Nicole laid. Everything made sense when I saw where it happened. Yeah. Well, will definitely be a good conversation to have on Friday. That's crazy. Judge falls asleep. Okay, here we are. And another thing. I just don't understand her narcissism, says Spacey Stacy. I've honestly never had to live with that as bad as hers. I've never seen it, not lived it. I mean, I've seen it, not lived it. Yeah, it's pretty bad. And one of the things that makes it so obnoxious is because the intensity is so high, but the sophistication is not. And it's just God's honest truth. Hey, Sarah, if you can read this, you murdered a person. Yeah. It's the truth. Sue's saying isn't a real job, LOL. She actually said that. She did say that. We need to talk on the phone about it and figure it out. Yeah, we will. We'll figure it out. Sarah, you decided to play judge, jury, and executioner. You did. You are not a time cop. You can't stab someone with a noodle. That is true. People go from place to place, basically a line of cars going from spot to spot. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've done some of the LA tours where you drive around and you can follow, and I've done those. I've also done the double deckers and would do it again. Saw Robert Palm's house. It was so cool. Robert Plant is what I meant to say. Robert Plant. I'm just tired. Plant, Palm. See? Association. I'm a nerd. Okay. Gosh, I think I can catch up the rest of this. Okay. Shout out Orlando. Okay, we talked about the press pass. Wouldn't be alone in Brentwood. Other people would be on that tour. That's a good thing. You can sit outside with the overflow. I have no problem going in. I like to go to places that are supposedly haunted. I don't believe that they have any power over me. I think it's a fun adventure. The letter is very self-entitled. Okay, Spacey Stacy says she used to work in two different buildings away from the Seattle King County courthouse, and it was an interesting seeing all the people that would protest trials. Oh yeah, we just had a big one in San Diego with the Instagram murderer. what was his name? The guy who killed his wife, but not his son. And he was in the San Diego criminal trial, and we had a lot of press and a lot of protesters out here. Of course, Karen Reed is big right now and getting a lot of protests, but a lot of the protests are for Karen Reed. It's a protest against the state, so that's a different story. Yeah. All right. I think that is all the reading I can bring you tonight. I am far past my bedtime, so we'll say that we'll wind it up from here. Say our good nights, and I hope to see you guys back for Friday for the OJ episode, and then early next week, around this time, with some warning there before as a upcoming for another Sarah Boone discussion, because there's a lot more to go. We scratched the surface of this what do they call it? Iceberg. More underneath. Fun. Love the new friends that we made here tonight. Before you go, before you leave, please hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Share the link with somebody. Suggest that they might enjoy watching and joining our fun little group. And I will see you Friday. Read about the night. Peace.